Zip around Route 66 like never before. It's one thing to cruise along the famed highway at 30 miles an hour, but it's a whole nother experience when you're 110 feet above the ground. Let's go! Now let's try going forward.
On Route 66.
The Route 66 zip line is just like being strapped into your car and flying down the highway. You'll hear the engine revving, tires squealing, and the tunes blasting. Footloose and fancy-free with your hair blowing in the wind, you could describe it simply as
a laid-back zip line. It's not super scary, but it's fun. It's fun for everyone.
More than 15,000 rode the zip line its first summer in operation.
Last year we had a 9-year-old boy. He liked it so much he convinced his grandma to let him go on it 36 times.
Wow.
Yeah, in a row.
And that's the current record to beat. You don't have to worry about having a driver's license to hop in and zip along in one of these cars, as long as you're at least 42 inches tall and young at heart.
It's great for families. We've had kids from 4 all the way up to 80.
Oh my.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
We're ready, baby.
Let her rip.
Yes, indeed. Oh!
One time around, we'll have you feeling like a kid again. It's the newest way to get your kicks along Route 66.
That was great. That's a great start to it. That's a wake-up call.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to In the Loop on Air. My name is Clint Novak, and we are joined here by Mr. Stan Checketts, the legend himself. I am so excited to have you here this morning. How you doing, Stan?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Now, for those of you who don't know Stan, Stan is the founder of S&S Worldwide, and he is the mastermind behind the Soaring Eagle Zip Lines that we have seen popping up all over the United States over the last 3 or 4 years now. And it is a unique and great attraction. And we're seeing them at FECs, we're seeing them at amusement parks, standalone attractions. It's a lot of fun if you haven't already been on a Soaring Eagle zip line, and probably one of the scariest things I've been on at the IAAPA trade show floor. But that's nothing new for Stan, because he's been scaring the crap out of me for the last 15 years at IAAPA. So every time he brings an attraction to IAAPA, he's scaring the crap out of me.
By the way, zoos and also ski lifts, a lot of places that you didn't mention. And by the way, they're not. We've got quite a few out of the United States now. It's kind of interesting. It is really unique. By the way, on that one you showed on Route 66, that goes over the Grand Canyon.
Really?
Yeah, the Grand Canyon Avenue.
Oh, Grand Canyon. Oh, I was like, this must be the longest zip line ever. Wow, Grand Canyon Avenue. All right. Well, before we get into all of the cool stuff going on with Soaring Eagle Zipline, let's talk a little bit about you. You are the founder of S&S Worldwide. You have the record for the tallest ride in the world. You had the record for the fastest ride in the world. Tell us what life is like now after S&S.
I'm loving life. I'm living the dream. I love what I do. I love the people I work with. I love the people I meet every day. I just love life. I can't picture being more happy. I'm happy for S&S. They're doing really well, and that makes me happy. They're doing a wonderful job of rides in China and all around the country, and I'm happy for that. So I'm very, very happy, very pleased with what I'm doing, very pleased with some of the new rides we're doing now. I'm excited about it. So, yeah, life is great.
Now, when it comes to attractions, back in the day, the legend was that you always stood on top of your creations once they were built, correct, at S&S?
I don't know what started. I think what started that was when we did the big shot on top of the Stratosphere Tower, which most people in the world know all about that. And I said, if we get that right, I was so excited. I said, I will hike up the tower, all the 1,000 feet. I will hike up my tower at the top, and I will stand on the top of that tower. Which, of course, when I make a decision, I'm not like a politician, so I actually keep my word. I do what I say I'll do. And so I did just that. I hiked the top and stood on the top, and it was really fun. It got a lot of publicity, and a lot of people think I'm not afraid of heights, but I was extremely scared because if I've got my hands on something, I'm okay no matter how high I go. I climb the Grand Teton, I climb high mountains, but I have my hands on something. And when I hiked to the top of the Big Shot and had to stand up, that was terrifying. But the interesting thing of it is it got a lot of news, a lot of things. So I did that a few other times. I did it once in Japan. I did it at Knott's Berry Farm, and I did it Cedar Point with Dick Kinzel's tower there at the Power Tower. And it was fun doing that. And then I did on one of those great big huge swings. And so, yeah, I've got notorious for doing that for a while there, but we don't do that anymore because I'm not building that tall enough towers to be scary anymore.
And with zip lines, you'd need Nick Walenda to stand on top of it for you. So
yeah, there you go. There you go.
Awesome. So, one of the videos we're watching right here is one of the S&S creations I miss most, and that's Hypersonic at King's Dominion. Talk about an intense launch. That was just, you got these big rides going up from Intamin, Top Thrill, Dragster, King to Ka, but nothing beats the launch of Hypersonic XLC. That was a crazy launch.
That was a predecessor of the Dodonpa in Japan. And the Dodonpa in Japan is still an extremely popular ride. I was talking to a guy a couple months ago. He was over there, and there's still a 2-hour wait to ride that exact same type of ride, only a little faster. That one goes out over 100 miles an hour. In fact, it was in the Guinness Book World Record. And it's a good launch, and it's still very popular today. Very popular coaster.
All right, we're going to talk more. Let's dive into the zip lines, Soaring Eagle Zip Lines. Before we do that, let's check out another install. This one was at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas.
Hi, I'm Sydney. Have you ever wanted to soar like an eagle for a special bird's eye view of Six Flags Fiesta, Texas? Well, now you can with the new Screamin' Eagle Zipline attraction. You and a friend will first glide backward and up well above our 100-foot quarry walls. Then sail forward over the track of Superman Krypton Coaster and portions of Rockville.
I can see everything from this ride. It's great. It's worth every penny.
It's the anticipation of waiting to come down. That was so fun. It's a lot faster than it looks.
Yes.
It was so awesome. The view up there is amazing. You can see everything. And on a hot day, it's the perfect thing to ride because the wind is blowing in your face and it just cools you down a whole lot.
Definitely. I would definitely ride multiple times. It's really fun.
It's kind of nerve-wracking being on top of Superman. I would definitely recommend this ride. It was awesome.
It felt like we were flying. Like, it really does feel like
you really feel like you're an eagle, yes.
It was great.
And we were screaming too, so it's
We were
a perfect
screaming.
name. It's a perfect name for the ride.
Purchase tickets for this open-air thrilling experience just across from Batman the Ride.
All right, now still scaring the pants out of people, I see. This is a Soaring Eagle zip line. That was a Fiesta, Texas zip line. Like we said, you guys have them popping up at zoos, FECs, ski resorts. I went on one at Six Flags Great Adventure, which was in their zoo area, so it goes over, the animals and everything. And you have, of course, you couldn't one up yourself. You have, the S&S shot at the top of the stratosphere, so you had to find another hotel to throw a ride on top of?
That's really unique. We had a lot of work and engineering went into that, but I'm excited about it being up there. I stay in hotels in Vegas, and I always stay in a hotel where I can watch that go, and you see it going all night and the lights, and that's an awesome ride too. Of course, you got such neat things with that zip line because it's monitored, and so the safety issues on that are tremendous. And then of course you don't have to have a whole bunch of employees to operate it. So the zip line has a lot of advantages where they put it so they can do it with less employees, and it's all monitored, so it's safe. Very, very safe. And people like safety. No matter how much thrill you give them, they want to be safe, and I definitely want to have everything perfectly safe to put my name on it. So that's one of the great advantages. And even there at the Stratosphere, at the Rio, when you ride that makes me a little nervous when I go out there above that swimming pool 400 feet in the air. My wife kind of laughs at me because she don't like any thrill rides, but she loves the Soaring Eagle no matter what. She rode the one at the Rio several times with me, and every time I'm hanging on and being nervous, and she says, "Oh, this is perfect." So it appeals to different people, different ways, that's for sure.
You know, it's funny that you say that because the video we're watching right now is the Legend and his girlfriend Molly on the Rio zip line, and Legend was terrified and hanging onto her hand for dear life, and she was like, "Oh, this is fun. This is great."
Isn't that funny? Is that crazy? Yeah, so many unique things. Going backwards, a lot of people, you don't do that on a lot of rides, and they get a thrill out of going backwards kind of fast. That's kind of exciting. So,
and that's to me, that's the scariest part of the zip line is going backwards.
Yeah.
You had the portable version at IAPA 2 years in a row, and I did it several times there, and it was the going backwards part that always got me the nervous. Going forward was fine. The braking was fine because, again, you're not on top of a building or anything, so, if I fell off, I wasn't going to fall off. That's my fear. That's the fear that you want people to have, is that they're going to fall. And so this, I don't know, man. I did the big shot in Vegas a couple of times when I turned 21 and went to Vegas for the first time. And then when I went for IAPA a few years later, I couldn't do it. I got strapped in, and every time somebody else got off, I would get off because I got so scared. And I think I would be the same way with this. I think I'd get to Rio, the Rio Hotel, and I'd get up there, and I think I would chicken out. I want to go on it. I want to go on it because that's the fun part. But man, that is just like so scary.
The neat thing too about Zipline is the stop. We did a lot of work on that, and we worked with another company, and we got all kinds of problems because they had a lot of problems with the stop, and it really hurt us. It hurt us financially because we used the wrong stop. But then we designed and put our heads together and come up with an air stop with vacuum and air, and it is incredible because it's extremely safe. No electricity, no other parts in it. You're just using air and vacuum, and you can stop very smoothly and comfortably, going really fast in a short time, and that makes a pretty good thrill for most people. I know when I show people here and they fly here to ride the one we got here at the factory, I tell them, give me high five, and when they get there, they realize they're going too fast and they're not going to get stopped, so they always grab something, and so it's kind of fun. I like that about that zip line is that stop. It's really cool.
You're crazy, and I think you know that. But when we were at IAPA a few years ago, when you had this attraction out there, you took our cameraman and put him right in front of the stop, and you said, stand right, and you just, within inches, you're like, stand right here. And we had to do it twice because every time we got down there, he would end up backing up because he got scared that he was going to get hit. And you're like, no, just stand right here. So we did it twice to get the view. And man, it's just, I love the ride. It's incredible.
It's an incredible stop because you don't put too many G-forces, but yet it's even. And so you don't, even an engineer will think there's no way I'm going to stop. There's no way I'm going to stop, but you stop very smoothly. It doesn't jerk you. That vacuum air is a tremendous stop. I'm very, very proud about that system on our zip lines.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about some of the stats. Is Rio the tallest zip line you guys have now?
As far as I know, we haven't got anything any taller than that one.
All right.
400 and something feet to the swimming pool.
Wow, yeah, that's freaky. 400 feet to the swimming pool. What are some of your other notable installs for the Soaring Eagle? I know we have Great Adventure, Fiesta Texas. Where are you guys, and what are some of your favorites?
We have a lot of beautiful ones. We got them up in Michigan where it goes over water, and that's really unique. We got them down in Branch, Missouri that go over a dam there. This really makes it unique. They go up to a place on top of a cliff. There's a lot of really unique places, and we just installed some more. And I came Turner Falls, different ones where it goes out over the river and you can see the falls. There's a lot of unique places, but even where they're not unique, guys are doing extremely well with them. They're having a great time with them because people love them. It's not, like the girl said, it's not too scary. It's just a lot of fun. So, yeah. Awesome. I'm really happy with the zip line. I'm really happy with my team and the safety and everything we've been in. It's really unique. But there is a lot of unique ones out there that different people really love them. So Kemah, Texas. I'm trying. There's several installs that I wouldn't say I got a favorite anywhere. I just when I go there and see them operate up in Washington, I love them all. There's a lot of great sites out there.
All right. So now you guys are named Soaring Eagle Zip Lines, and obviously you started with zip lines, but now you guys are breaking into other thrill rides because you can't hold you down. You're going to come up with all these crazy ideas and start throwing them up. You guys have a aerial dive ride, a daring drop, saddle sling, all of that on a combination tower. And you guys have is it a prototype out in Utah?
Yes, it's what we use to prove everything. And of course, we had done most everything that's on that tower, but yet we put it all as in one to take time to commission, to safety, and to do the things we had to do. And we've now got it to a point where we can move it. I can't divulge yet where we're looking at a couple of sites to put that at, and I cannot say that yet. Of course, you understand those things, but that's an exciting tower because so much goes on right there. And of course, I love that saddle seat and ride. That's a tremendous ride. I mean, to me, that's probably one of the most exposures you can safely get and be tossed in the air. That to me, when I worked on that for years and years and years and years, I was trying to get that so it could be safe because the exposure on that saddle seat is absolutely phenomenal. The exposure is what you got your arms out, you got your legs out, you got your whole body out, but yet you're extremely safe by several times over. There's 12 sensors. It's extremely safe ride, but the exposure is tremendous.
Now, I'm looking at the video here. How tall is this combination tower out in Utah?
A little over 200 and something feet, something.
It looks way taller than that. It looks very scary.
Well, it depends. I used to tell people that if you look up at it, you tell me how high it is. You get on top and look down, then tell me how high it is. You get a lot of different opinion there.
A lot of different opinion. We've got a fan who sent in a video. I think you already touched on it a little bit, but I'm going to let him say what he has to say real quick.
Hey Stan, Lucas from NorCal here, and I was just wondering because obviously the Soaring Eagle Zip Lines are already in parks, but last week the episode that you did with Bert the Conqueror aired, and I was just wondering when that triple tower, like when we could expect that to come to park, because it still looked a little prototypey, but it looked like it was a really good idea, and I would love to ride one of these when I can.
All right, so obviously you can't tell us where, but can you tell us? Can you give us a little insight if it's coming?
Yes, I can tell you a few things. The drop part of that is quite unique because the Class 3 on the restraints is perfectly fine, but most drop towers have shoulder restraints, and we don't have a shoulder restraint on that, so it's extremely scary and extremely exciting that way. Very smooth, very beautiful. We don't have slides. We have wheels. We have so it's really smooth. But that ride actually now that drop ride, which is running, is installed in Myrtle Beach on a tower there called Skyfall or something like that, and running and doing great there. And so that's the drop part of it. We actually have several people that are working on putting the saddle seat in. Have you ever wanted to? But as of yet, they haven't put the saddle seat in. And I can't tell you where all those places are because I can't say that yet. But also, we're working on moving that big tower to a location that I'm excited about, and we'll soon be letting you know that. And so we'll have saddle seats and drops, and also that big dive ride. The dive ride is, phenomenal. I can't say enough good about that. Riding thrill rides is all about anticipation. It's the foreplay with the ride that's the important thing. And when you go up a tower 200 feet tall, and then you get out and you walk around at that height, and then knowing you're going to dive off that tower, the adrenaline starts to pump up pretty heavy. Now, that's a lot different than some rides where they start the ground. So the dive ride is extremely important to the fact that your adrenaline is already pumped up big time just going up that high. And then I'm very cruel. I'm not very nice, and I put you in a seat, and then I lean you so that you're facing the ground. That's cruel. That's really, really bad, but it really creates a fabulous ride. I love that ride, and I will be excited to put that in a location now that we've got everything perfected and ready to do that. And I'll be excited to let the world know where it is when we get her done. So that'll be exciting.
Awesome. Now, you talked a little bit about the Skyfall ride at Myrtle Beach, which me being the nerd that I am, of course, I'm looking at things a little different than most enthusiasts. The light package on that ride is what I love. It is just an amazing light package. You have that huge LED screen at the top of the ride, and then if you see here, I know it's in the corner of the video here, but on the left-hand side, you can see the rings of the tower. The LED rings going all the way up the tower. It's a really cool-looking ride.
Yeah, that light package was done by Yesco. Well, they just sold out to Samsung, and that's a big company and a beautiful company. And that thing at the top is really high tech. I wasn't too proud or too excited about the light rings going up the tower, but the sign on top is extremely beautiful, and they can work a lot of things with that because of the LED and all the controls of the program. But yeah, it makes a beautiful top of that tower. That really does.
Awesome.
That ride is great. Now, however, that's a 160-foot drop, and the one here on the video, when you watch our one here, if you see that little boy on the right, if you want to see how scary that is, look at his face. He just saw the devil himself.
He's terrified. Look at that. Look at that.
That told the story right there.
Yeah. Oh, man.
The Conqueror also cried when he rode the ride.
So with the Skyfall version, that just single tower version that you have at Myrtle Beach, how tall could you go with that tower if somebody came with enough money?
I've always, when I was in bungee jumping years and years ago, they all talked about limiting the height. I don't like limits. I don't like speed limits. I don't like limits at all. And there's not such a thing as a limit for a height of a drop ride, not one that we work on, not one we're building. In fact, we're looking at working with the Bill Kitchen's Polar Coaster.
Yes. Uh-huh.
How tall has he been claiming some of those are? What, 500 or something feet?
Yeah, 500.
And we've made a proposal to go on that tower with our drop ride. So the drop, you can pretty well go whatever height you want with that drop ride. It's like you made a statement. How much money have they got?
Exactly. And you could definitely see, and again with Myrtle Beach, they have the Skyfall. You guys also have a Soaring Eagle just down the road from there at the Family Entertainment Center down there that has all the rides and stuff. Family Kingdom or something like that. And
Right.
so it's a great place and a great views. When you're at the beach, this is a great idea. Get them real high up and get a great view of the ocean front.
Well, they also have one of my favorite rides that I designed years and years ago with S&S, and that's the swing. That swing that's there. A lot of my engineers made fun of me. They said, that's not exciting. Tarzan made swings, but that ended up being a fabulous ride all around the country. They got them, at Cedar Point, Valley Fair. They got those great big 100-foot 40-seaters. Down in Branson, Missouri, they got the 32s and a lot of parks, and they're a fabulous ride. That's a great ride because that's a sleeper. You watch it and you think, that's no big deal. But once you get on that ride and you don't go completely over, that ruins a lot of thrill. That going to the high and then swinging both backwards and forwards is a great ride. That swing's an awesome ride.
Yeah, and it's a forceful swing. It's a forceful swing. So it's not like you're just casual fall. It's pushing you down and into that next rotation. So.
Yeah, big old cylinder with a lot of air.
Yeah. And it's still one of my favorite rides. When Cedar Point put in their version, and then they had Max Air. The swing was my favorite out of the two. Like because it was such a more forceful swing than Max Air. So I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. And a great place at Cedar Point too for that location. All right. Now let's. Do you have any other big ideas coming up? What other ways can you throw us and toss us around?
I go home every night and try to discipline myself to quit thinking of these new ideas and try to go to sleep. But I'll be honest with you. There's have you seen that video of that crazy guy that jumped out of that airplane?
Way up?
Into the net, 25,000.
Yeah. The free fall. That's crazy. He was like 20,000 feet, and he went right into the net. I couldn't do it. You only get one shot at that. That's
for some. I'd say 10 years now. I've been trying to make a ride where, and I'm not going to divulge too much, but that would be part of it. And so I'm going to meet him and we're going to talk, because I want to be able to give everybody on the planet a chance to be shot in the air out of a cannon and land in the net. I've got engineering done on it. We've got a lot of work, a lot of money put into that over the last 3 or 4 years. And so I'll tell you that, yes, that's all I want to say right now. I don't want to talk anymore about that. But you will see that. You will interview me on that someday.
Wow. All right, then. Lucas touched a little bit on it, too. Bert the Conqueror came out there and did a shoot with you guys. How was it working with Bert?
He's a crazy sucker. There are very few people. He's a good showman. I love the guy. I only met him that long, but I'm going to bring him up here this winter. We made a vow. He's coming to go snowmobiling with me. So I'm going to show him some real good thrills. We're going to have a really fun time. And the invitation has always been open to you to take you snowmobiling. That's one of the thrills I get in life, is be able to take people snowmobiling. So, yeah, Bert's a great guy. He was so fun to work with. He's hilarious. Yeah, so that's two guys calling each other crazy. That pretty well fits.
Yeah, we've had Bert on the show before. I've met Bert in person at one of the shoots, and he's just all-around great guy, and like you said, a good showman, too. So
he's a good showman, a great guy.
Yeah.
I can't wait to take him snowmobiling. You think I scared him on these rides. Wait till I get him up in the mountains at 10,000 feet and drop him off a few of those cliffs. I'll get his adrenaline pumping.
Yeah, now I grew up in Minnesota, so snowmobiling is a way of transportation 6 months out of the year up there. So, but probably not the Stan Checketts version of snowmobiling.
Yeah, we got these big mountains out here in Wyoming, Idaho, and Utah, and I love the snowmobile. I really do. There's no dust, there's no flies, there's no bugs. So I love it. I love it. So yeah.
All
well,
right.
I'll be excited to take Bert and you anytime you want to get out here.
I got to get out. Once I saw this combination tower, I was like, well, this is something I probably have to get up there and give it a try. So
you can still ride that. That's still down there running. If we're still doing some work on it, testing. Of course, there's a lot of things we're going to change on it. We're going to make improvements, but it's still running before we actually move parts of that to this new location. And so you could ride it if you come out tomorrow. We'll put you on it.
I'm gonna look up airfare right now.
All right, good enough.
All right, guys, that is Stan Checketts. Thank you very much for stopping by and chatting with us today. We really appreciate it, and thank you very much for all you've done with the amusement industry, with S&S and all the creations you came up with there, and your continued efforts with all these other crazy contraptions that you keep thinking up.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate being able to visit with you and explain some of our rides. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
You too. We're going to close with some more video, and we will see you guys on the midway.
Thanks.
That was freaky. Oh, man.
Oh, ants.
This is... Ah!